Hi everyone, welcome back to another gameplay of Infinitode. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you some strategies that you can use to optimize and to maximize the amount of bonuses you can obtain through these random level bonuses that are going to appear on the levels. You're going to find 7 different types of bonuses, one for each type of resource, one for green peppers, and one also for bitters. You can find them in the top right corner. Now these bonuses are random. That means that they're gonna spawn randomly on different levels from stage 1 up to stage 6. And if you play in a particular level with a bonus for more than half an hour in-game time, the bonuses are gonna reset and they're gonna change. So bonuses are not linked to like a daily reset or to something of that sort. They're only linked to the amount of time you play on the particular level exploiting the bonus. So if you play for more than half an hour in-game time, that's when they're gonna reset, and you're gonna have to find the other level that is gonna have them. And that's pretty much it. So just remember that I'm gonna show you here why you wanna use different strategies depending on the particular bonus that you might be aiming towards. Now, if you're going for beat this, you want to play on endless, because remember, if you play on normal, you are not getting any loot from enemies, and so you're not collecting any beat this in that way from enemies. So it's just pointless. So if you're going for beat this, at least remember to switch on endless and to play on endless. But again, I don't recommend you to go for the endless for the beat this bonus until you pretty much maxed out loot frequency and variety, and you have bitters rate maxed out. So in that way, you're really maximizing the amount of bitters you're earning and the amount of loot you're earning. You can still go like earlier, and you can collect some more bitters if you want to, but it's not going to be optimal. You're going to be gaining very little amount of bitters, and remember that still the priority should be maximizing the prestige research. So maximizing loot frequency and variety. Then after that, you go for bitters. And that's when you start farming levels and you start farming only bitters. You don't care anymore about loot, you start caring about bitters. That's, at least in my experience, is the approach that allows you to complete the game and to progress through in the easiest way possible. You're not really losing that much time, you're not really playing too much, the game for too long. But as always, because it's a game, you can play it, approach it, and in whatever way you prefer. This is just my recommendation. And now for the other bonuses instead, you can also use them on normal. So you can use these bonuses even when you still need to complete or to max normal research, or even when you're in the early stages of endless, you can still use the resources bonuses and also the green pepper bonuses. So these bonuses that can be used in any difficulty, even on easy, I think. So just remember that green peppers is the amount of green peppers you earn is linked to the score you earn. So again, if I just go into one level, the score, right, you can see that the score you earn is related and dependent on these 4 variables: the amount of enemies you kill, the amount of mining, the wave falls, and the clear waves. Now the portal percentage difficulty is going to affect these bonuses. For example, the higher the percentage of the portal difficulty, for example, the more score you earn for wave calls and also for clear waves. So these 2 bonuses are going to scale up the higher your portal difficulty is. Enemies killed just depends on the amount of actual number of enemies you destroy. And mining also refers to how many resources you mine. But yeah, that's how it works. All right. So that's why if you're going for green peppers and you want to farm green peppers, you're going to exploit the bonus of green peppers, you're going to go on endless. You want to play with the highest possible difficulty, right? Because in that way, increasing the portal difficulty already is going to make you earn a lot more score from wave calls, from clear waves, and even from some other stats. And therefore, in that way, you can already collect more green peppers. Remember also that there are specific upgrades for green peppers, namely one down here on the prestige tree, where you can increase even more through prestige tickets. You can increase even more the amount of green peppers you earn. In this case, I only got it level 10. But you can upgrade it up to level 100. You can get like 1000% extra green pepper bonus. I only got 100 here, so it's only 1/10. And so that's the thing. You can increase even more. Like what I'm going to show you here is going to be even greater if you have even more research in this case. Now, if you're going for, and again, I'm going to just show you very quickly what I mean by that. Again, in this case, green peppers. So that means that I need something that is going to allow me to kill enemies very quickly, right? To stall them or to just kill them. And yeah, so in this case, for example, I could go for some freezings here. Maybe you're a crusher, right? Then exploding here, this damage style for sniper is pretty decent. Maybe also going, there are these three enemy types. So let's see which tower is good against those three enemy types. Venom, then generally is pretty good. Sniper is not really that good against fast, but sniper is a very, very good tower on endless if you have enough research. So always go for sniper. The crits are super, super powerful. So yeah, I think I'm gonna just go with this probably, right? Something like that. And yeah, so upgrading the towers a little bit. Level 4, level 7, maybe level 7 as well here. All right, just going for a week. And now you want to disable Insta auto wave call, but you're gonna have auto waves. So in that way, like as quickly as you destroy the enemies on one wave, you call the next one. And you want to keep doing this process. Right, penetrating bullets. So that way you have more DPS. You can attack more enemies. And as well here, creating these venoms. Just switching the target though. Yeah, like this. You can also go for some bounties, to increase your income. Remember, also bounties are pretty good. But remember, the goal here is to kill as many enemies as you can, as quickly as you can. You can see here how many bonuses I'm earning through wave calls. So through also through killing enemies and through killing waves. But the most important thing is going to be like wave calling. So the sooner you can destroy the enemies, the sooner you call the next wave, the more score you get. Yeah, as I said before, depending on the portal difficulty, then all these things are multiplied, and that's the green peppers you earn. So that's how pretty much it works. Now remember that also mining gives a little bit of score. So if you have already set up your towers, you're surviving pretty good, you have already set up maybe 4 or 5 bounties, then you can go for some extra farming. In this case, for example, these are platforms. I'm gonna go for these 2 miners. Here there's also like tensor. I can go also for this. There's also like a compactor here. Maybe I can, maybe I could sell these 2 bounties. Maybe place one here, maybe one here. So yeah, maybe let's do it like this. And that way I can place more modifiers. And then on whatever resource you have more modifiers, so you are having a total mining time that is the highest. That's the one you're gonna prioritize. In this case, it's gonna be this one. That's gonna be prioritizing this one. Again, maybe you can get all miners like level 3, right? Just to get some extra mining speed. And that's what you can see here. I also got some extra mining speed now from the score. And that's it, just like that. And you're gonna survive as long as it's easy for you to kill the enemies. Like once enemies start stacking up, you might start like needing abilities, or you might start struggling. That's when you want to end the game. You want to end it, right? It doesn't matter how many green peppers you have earned, and then you're gonna just get the extra green peppers, right, that you earn. So that's the idea. And just very, very quickly showing you here, I'm gonna just end this gameplay. It was just 10 minutes in game, very short. But I got like 1.2 million something green peppers, right? And now here you see 4.5 million. Why? Because of the fact that I got the bonus. See, that's the bonus. This is how many I got in game. So 1.2 million, right? Almost 1.3 million. But because of the bonuses, which were 4.5, I got 3.2 million extra. So this is just for the bonus. And so I hope I was able to show you like how you want to approach it. Remember, when you're going for green peppers, you want to go for like destroying enemies quickly, getting a lot of score, trying to get the portal to be as high as possible, still being able to handle the enemies, maybe going for some extra miners. You can also go for stuff like overload as well, increasing the difficulty of enemies and also increasing the mining speed. That also gives you a little bit more score, and so forth. Like you can go for whatever strategy you prefer. Now in this case, because of the fact that these bonuses I had already played, then they have reset. So now that's why you can see that now, like the biggest bonus is going to be on 3.2, and the scholar is going to be down here. And on the other levels, the other bonuses are going to appear on these other stages, other levels. So that's the green papers. Now, if you're going for resources farming, so one of these 5, scalar, vector, matrix, tensor, or infer, then in that particular case, I recommend you to reduce instead the difficult endless to the lowest. Why? Because of the fact that resources are not dependent on difficulty of endless. So even if you reduce the difficulty, still you're earning the same amount of resources. But it's easier, right? Why? Because enemies are weaker. So that's why if you're going for resources farming, in this case I'm gonna go like 5.8, going for more impure, right? Normally it's the resource that you're gonna need the most. But by reducing the difficulty, see the portal is 390%, rather than being like 2700, which is, or like 2400, which is the how much it is if you play at 900%. So that's the trick. And your resources, the amount of resources you earn are not gonna be in any way reduced, and it's just easier for you. Now, when you're farming resources, again, I'm gonna go for a very short strategy, just to make sure. Let's go also for. Let's go also for this, just to have the bonus coins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, this is easier, right, than before, because enemies are weaker. So I can very easily just go for this, right? And now when you're going for resources, I recommend you to place as quickly as you can all the miners that you can. In this case, I place one infer. I'm going to place another infer right here, and another one. So that's 3. Then here I can place like matrix, here tensor. Here I already placed a lot of infer, so I think I'm going to place another tensor. Here, yeah, actually maybe here like matrix, and here tensor. And then here again maybe vector, right? So in that way I'm not placing too many miners of the same type, because otherwise remember that they get like the miners start costing more if you place more of the same type. And then you place as many modifiers as you can for them, you know, trying to cover them. First of all, try to place them so that you can have multiple miners hit by the modifier. Like in this case, I think I've got, yeah, here and here. And here and here are going to be the last 2 that I need to place. In the same time you're surviving, in case you might need to increase your towers to upgrade them, whatever, you can do that. Alright, there is also the core, well, in this particular level. Yeah, penetrating bullets, good. And you can also go, remember, always for bounties, never underestimate bounties. And once you have pretty much all your mining speed modifiers placed down and already giving you the maximum like speed possible on all the possible miners shared, remember you always want to try to prioritize the miners, the places in which you can spot multiple miners at once, all right? And that's when you start just upgrading them. Just upgrade them, and that's it. So your goal here is to maximize the miners. Now in this case, as I said before, it's inferior, right? So between all the miners, like after maybe you get them level 1, maybe just leave them at level 0, you want to prioritize specifically the ones where you're getting inferior. So in this case, for example, this miner has 118 total mining speed, and it's farming only inferior. This one, for example, has more because I placed 3 different miners, but it's also farming a little of matrix. So it's about like which one can give you more. Like you could place even more mining speed modifiers there. So I think I'm gonna prioritize this one. This one is the same as that one, right? And yeah, that's how you do it. Now again, if you wanted to, you could just simply ignore all the other miners. For example, here I'm gonna just do something like this, right? You just ignore all of them. Oops, not this one though. And you just go for inferior. So you just prioritize inferior. So in this case, for example, we do something like this, right? And I really want to get this one like level 10 as quickly as possible. And at the same time, I'm surviving, right? I'm surviving, I'm building my towers, I'm destroying everything. And because of the fact that enemies are weaker, because I'm playing on a low endless difficulty, I'm able to survive without really having that much struggle. And I can always upgrade my towers, I can always place more towers, and I can always do that to survive. So that's what I would recommend you to do if you're going for resources. Always prioritize the one that you're gonna get the benefits from it. And also something else that, again, I haven't done, but I recommend you to think about and doing is also using overload. Because overload is gonna naturally increase the speed at which you mine the resources. And so it's gonna like make you able to farm, in this case it's Inferior, faster. Yes, it's true, it's gonna make enemies stronger. So you have to be careful about how many you use, if you can handle them with your towers, if you're gonna need to place more towers. So always be careful, right? But at the same time, remember that you can do that. Level 9, we're gonna get it level 10. And once you get it level 10, you can start also using loop. On one miner, you can also use it on multiple ones. In this case, these ones I have kept them like lower upgraded. So I think I'm gonna just go maybe on this one, right? Just like this. And you farm the extra resources. So on top of the ones you're farming, you're getting more. Here, I don't know, let's go for the left side. Why not? On the core. I got here anti-air just for the ultimate. It's pretty nice to have around. And the sniper, let's put it on weakest here, just random. Again, this was useful in the early game to earn some more coins, but you know, later on it's not really that powerful. And late game towers are always like sniper, Gauss as well is pretty decent. Even like towers like missile as well, venom, because that way you're applying the debuffs. Blast, yeah, it's also pretty nice. So anything that can really add either crowd control or can do percentage damage. So even like, for example, frame tower is also pretty good. So yeah, you can just experiment, you know. In this case, I'm gonna have to put it here because of the fact that like blast is gonna just disable it. So I don't want that to happen. And once your loop is consumed for your main miner, you can just replace it. You're gonna just do this process. At the same time, you can also start upgrading the other miners as well, right? And again, you're just trying to maximize Inferior in this case. So I hope I have enough defenses here because my sniper got disabled. Actually, all my towers here got disabled. So let's get another one right here. Maybe I can just level it out very quickly. Yeah, here we go. Actually, I could also do something like this. So I could make this sniper level up very quickly. Both of these snipers. Maybe this one is like on random. This one in weakest. So I can even more coins, right, from killing the enemies. And then maybe here I can actually place another minus speed modifier. So I can increase even more the speed. So yeah, I didn't thought about that. And yeah, that's it. So in this case, again, once either you get bored or you think you have farmed already enough, like in this case I got like 104,000 almost in whatever stage, you know, you can just end the game. And yeah, you get the bonuses. So again, these are the ones that you mined, these are the ones you get from the bonus. Remember, for resources, it's always best if you try to survive for as long as you can, especially if you have a lot of research and you're playing, as I showed you, on the lowest difficulty possible. It should be very easy to survive a lot of waves, like until wave 200, maybe 250, 300. And the more you survive, the more resources you collect, the more then the bonus becomes active, right? And it's good because you get more from that. So yeah, that's how to approach. You can see now the bonuses have changed because I've played for more than half an hour in that particular game. Now have changed and now they're in different levels. And these levels are gonna just be random. Now, last thing I'm gonna show you is for beat this. Now, for beat this, once again, you're gonna play on Endless on the highest difficulty possible. Sometimes this is not the best, especially like if the beat this bonus appears on like levels of stage 5 or 6. It might not be that easy to pull it off if you're playing with the highest difficulty because enemies are very strong, and so you might need to spend too much resources, you know, on your towers, or maybe your towers are still gonna struggle and it's not going to be that easy to get loot, and so like it loses a little bit of the efficiency. But you can always reduce it, right? Just a little bit. Remember, don't put it at the lowest. Maybe 600, maybe 700, stuff like that. But in that way, enemies are not that difficult. On any other stages, if you have enough research, I think it's very easy to just play with maximum endless. And now in this particular case, for beat this, you want to exploit double time. So something that I've shown in the past video, that's what you want to do. And again, in this case, just doing this, right? Going for, let me just think. I'm farming beat this now, right? So yeah. Enemies, remember, are very tough. So I'm gonna just go, these towers, I'm gonna upgrade them a little bit. Level 5 here, 5, 5. And I'm gonna just go for the sniper first. And you're gonna exploit double times. In this case, you're gonna call the next wave early. And then you wanna let the timer almost run out. And then you get, you call the next wave. And so forth. That's what you're gonna do. Again, like 3 times, 3 seconds remaining, you call. Again, you call, and so forth. You exploit double time this way. Again, I've showed you why this strategy works and why this is the best thing to do. So in that way, you're making your loot. Here I don't have it active, but I can just show it now. You are minimizing the amount of loot you're getting, so you're not getting too much loot that has low value, but at the same time, and you're making it to become more rarer faster because of the fact that you have double time, because you're earning this extra 25% of loot. So that's the trick. And again, here you can go for bounties as well, just depending on how well you can handle the enemies. You can see that here the portal is like 1000%, so it's not really that high even at max endless difficulty, so I'm able to survive very nicely. And yeah, so that's how to do it. And again, when the loot becomes only legendary, I'm not gonna play until the stage, but just to show you pretty much the setup. When loot becomes only legendary, or like at least I don't know, like 15 minutes in-game time, you wanna start cleaning it. You have Insta Auto Wave pattern active, very important, and you just call all the waves automatically. And yeah, just remember, you're gonna need to have your towers to be strong enough to handle the enemies at that stage, and that's why you need to use all this time before, all these coins you're getting, to maximize that and to make sure that your towers are strong enough. In this case, again, you can place modifiers, you can just do whatever, just make sure that your towers are strong enough and can handle the waves of the enemies just spawning one after the other. And that's it. Alright, so I'm gonna just simulate. Let's suppose at wave 20 here, the loot becomes only legendary. So I'm gonna just click auto here. Alright, and that's it. I place 3 bounties. It's fine. No, what this difficulty is, it's fine. In this case, I'm still collecting epic, but I just wanted to show you what to do, right? Once you click auto. And you don't need overload, don't use overload, don't use loop. You can use abilities to kill the enemies. So any offensive abilities, if you're struggling, yes, use them. Don't even worry about that. And yeah, if you see that you're struggling, if you see that you can't really kill the enemies fast enough, you can always get more towers, you can place more defenses, and you can just do whatever you prefer. Go, nice. And yeah, here freezing's also level 20, pretty nice for the freezing, for the fact. You can add some more crowd control. You can see now the loot is only legendary, by the way. You can add some more crowd control with like a blast. It's pretty decent. Just remember to place it far away from other towers, so that way you're not disabling them. And a tower like it's Venom, especially if you have already some other debuffs, such as a knockback or a stun or anything else. Venom can really apply more. These debuffs can make them last more. And another pretty good tower late game again is Sniper and Gauss. So you can also like go for some extra resources. Now I don't recommend you to do this because, as I'm gonna show you, if you do go with this strategy, there is a certain point in your gameplay where your loot is exhausted. Like enemies are not gonna give you any loot, and when you reach that point is when you stop playing. So you're not really gonna play for that much time. I've never seen like I've tried already these strategies many times, and I've never seen that the gameplay like is longer than, I don't know, 30 minutes in game. It's never, like, because you always exhaust the loot sooner than that. And so you can never reach such a high wave where enemies become almost impossible to deal with. And so that's it. So you don't have any issues. So don't worry about like resources or about stuff like that. I wouldn't recommend you to do that. And yeah, here. Maybe here. Yeah, just why not? And yeah, you can just go for whatever you prefer. You know, and again, remember that depending on where the loot becomes only legendary, and therefore you can activate the auto wave button and just calling the waves one after the other. That's gonna make the gameplay to be longer or shorter. And here, remember, you're just forming for beat this. So of course, loot, and among gaining legendary loot, it's also the beat this, of course. And remember, there is also the specific research for beat this. The higher you have it, the more beat this you earn. Exactly as it was for green peppers, again, exactly as it was for resources. You know, the more research you have, the more mining speed you have on the mining speed modifiers, and also on the miners themselves. That's greater, you know, speed at which you can mine the resources. So of course, these are all things that you can enhance even more if you have more research. So that's the idea. Alright, here 23 minutes. I started already like auto to the waves sooner than what I should have, because like I was still having some epic loot, if I remember correctly. So I'm pretty sure that the loot is gonna be exhausted pretty quickly, pretty soon. So let's see here. Yeah, here we go. See now? Look at this. I'm still destroying the enemies exactly as before, but now the loot is just random. One, sometimes it's green peppers, no, one here. So this is the point where you just are not earning any more loot quickly, so you just end the game. That's it. You don't want to play for longer. And of course, then at the end of the game, the amount of bits you collected then are multiplied for the bonus of that particular level, and then you get the total. So that's it. So these are the three different ways in which you can approach, in which you can maximize these bonuses, in case you might be going for green peppers, in case you might be going for resources, or in case you might be going for a bit this. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and see ya. Bye bye.